Hi everyone, my name is Steph. This is the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to start another Try a Chapter Revisited video where I'm trying to read down all of the books that I said I was going to read after Try a Chapter videos and haven't got to yet. We are currently down to 12. Some of those have featured in videos, some of them I have just DNF'd because I'm no longer interested in reading them, and we're going to start another one. The deal with these videos, if you haven't seen one of my Try Chapter Revisited, is that I try to read either 5 books off the TBR, which there are currently 12 books. I'll pop a picture of them up here on the screen. If I get to a 5-star read before I get to the 5 books, I get to stop. So I guess we're going to see how we go today. Normally I would use the spinner wheel on my iPad, but my iPad hasn't been charged in ages and I can't be bothered waiting to charge it, so we're going to use the random number generator. And we have 12 titles, so we need to make that range between 1 and 12. Let's see what we're going to read, or attempt to read tonight. 7. 7 is, oh, it's an anthology. Okay, well, if I read the anthology, that's one more book off my anthology list. It's called Lights. It was a collection of romance short stories put together by Romance Writers of Australia. I'll put it on the screen, it'll have the information there. I guess we're trying it tonight. In a disappointing turn of events, I have DNF'd the first 7 stories in this collection, and I think I'm just going to call it here. And it could just be me, but I'm also just not vibing with any of the stories. And they're varied, there's contemporary, there is some kind of sci-fi-ish element stories. The title is actually Diversions, Lights, so these are supposed to be different diverse stories. So there's lots of queer romances in here, but I'm not vibing with any of them. And when you have 7 different authors and I'm just not getting through any of them, I'm calling it. So we'll be back when I decide to read the next. Actually, you know what? Let's just pick the story. And I've learnt my lesson. I'm keeping all of the books in here until I finish this video. 8. Hunks Who Puck by Lina George. Stay tuned. Hi everyone. So it has been a number of days since I last updated this particular vlog, and I have been, trying to pick up Hunks Who Puck by Lina George, which is a collection of novella-length stories in her hockey world, and I just don't want to. I don't want to. I'm not at all interested in reading them, which is weird for me because, I'll try hockey romances, but I don't feel like it. And so I think we're going to call this a DNF, because if I'm actively avoiding this over multiple days, despite the fact that I can pretty much read anything that I want in any given time frame, I think it's just a DNF. So we're 2 for 2 on DNFs in this video, but that's okay because that's 2 more off my list of 12 that are gone. So I guess we're going to choose another book, which is book 3, which is Dino Rift by Borne, which I think I've tried to read before. So this could be interesting. Could this be the vlog where I DNF everything? That would be funny. Let's try Dino Rift. 3 for 3. It's a DNF. I'm bored. It's not what I want. And if I really wanted to pick it up, I would have picked it up before now. This is kind of my going theory about DNFs. And I'm sure that, if this entire video is wash, I will have more detailed thoughts, I think, talking about DNFing. But DNFing is great. It clears your TBR of the things that you are no longer interested in because your reading tastes do not stay the same. And yet I still want to read something, so we are going to persist. Right. 10. Did we already try 10? Oh, okay. So 10 is Mr. Heartbreaker by Rayne, which is a hockey romance. And I have liked Rayne in the past, so, this could be a positive. This could be a positive. I'm staying positive. I want to read. Let's go. Hallelujah. We have read a book. So I read Mr. Heartbreaker by Rayne, which is part of the Nest series, which follows pro hockey players who live in the same apartment building. I have read the 3rd book in the series, I think. The 3rd book. So this is the 1st book in the series. We are following Kylie, who is, she works for her mother. She ends up meeting Rowan at a wedding where they're both guests, and they end up having a one-night stand. Kylie works for her mother, who designs dresses, but at the moment Kylie is very unhappy with her mother because she's walked in on her mother cheating on her father with another man. And she's grappling with confronting her mum and telling her dad and all of that kind of thing. And so she wants to get out of her head for the night, and so she recognises Rowan as a hockey player. She knows that he played with her brother in college, and regardless of that, she just decides to go with it. She doesn't give him her full name. She thinks it's only going to be a one-night thing. They have a great time, and then the next day they happen to run into each other at a breakfast place, totally unintentionally. And from there they decide to a mutually agreed upon, no strings attached arrangement, which is then complicated when her brother is traded back to the team where Rowan is playing, and Kylie doesn't want to let Connor or Rowan know because she knows how her brother will react, plus she's also still dealing with her family stuff. So it does get very, very messy, and I don't love the messy subplot side of things, and also Connor's reaction to eventually finding out that Rowan and Kylie are sleeping together is way over the top and centers himself very much in the center, which is ironic because Connor's book is the first book that I read in this series and I actually really liked him in it. He's like the biggest golden retriever ever. He's a bit of an asshole in this one. They do eventually sort it out, sort of. But anyway, lighthearted and fun. Like, I think if you like Tegan Hunter, you'll probably like Piper Rayne's hockey romances. They're just that kind of light contemporary romance-ish. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. There's also, just for some content warnings, childhood abuse, which is just mentioned, it's not on page, in Rowan's background. Also, the death of one of his parents from alcoholism and the other from an illness that he didn't know about. All historical off page. And also then the aforementioned cheating. But it's nice that we actually had a win, but it's kind of a 4-star read. So alas, we are on to book 5. So alas, no, we're just continuing our journey to, I don't know, clearing books off my shelf. 9. I read 9. And that would be another hockey book. So I guess this is a hockey vlog now. It's Riggs by Sawyer Bennett, which is, I don't know what number in the Pittsburgh Titans series. We're just gonna read it because I own it. So I started reading Riggs. I got another 5, well, I got 5% in, which I think I'm still on the first chapter, which is the chapter I would have tried in the tried chapter video. And I am DNFing it because one specific comment, and it's safe to say, look, sometimes I let this slide, but given the week that we are having here in Australia with men behaving badly, I'm far less tolerant, I guess, of the little things that just irritate me, but usually may not be a problem for me. I think I said before, it's part of the Pittsburgh Titan series. It's not. It's part of the Arizona Vengeance series. I think it's book 11. Riggs is our main character. He has been traded to the Arizona Vengeance. He's also the guardian of his 17-year-old sister. They're both at a team Christmas party. And the reason that I DNF, the one line that I just read and went, no, is Riggs is being dragged to a conversation with some of his teammates and their partners, one of whom is engaged and has been heavily involved in planning for the wedding. Riggs is thinking in his head and just says something along the lines of, and I think my teammate is acting like a girl. So somebody who is deeply invested in their upcoming marriage and wants to participate, unlike 90% of other men, you're going to comment that he's behaving like a girl. Be so for real. I will DNF a book over half a sentence, over a throwaway line, because this week has been a shocking week over here for violence against women, and I don't need those kind of comments coming from the male protagonists in a book. Even if it's not coming out of his mouth, it's just in his head. No thank you. This basically means that the female protagonist, whoever she is, I haven't got that far, is going to have to do all of the heavy lifting in this relationship. No thank you. Which I suppose brings me to a point, because of the 5 books that I've read in this video. So I've hit my 5 book limit for the video, and I've read 1 of the 5. I've DNF'd the other 4. And part of me, like throughout today, has contemplated, do I just scrap this video? Do I just call it and not post it? But at the end of the day, we are seeing more and more people talking about DNFing books, which I think is really important, because there is such a high expectation placed on everyone that you must finish a book. Like, you are not a reader if you don't finish a book. Or people will come at you and go, how do you know you didn't like the book? You didn't get far enough into the book. I've had this conversation many a times, and I've talked about it on the channel a lot. Once you own a book, you don't owe it anything. A book you own is your possession. If you don't like it anymore, you have the right to say, no, I don't want it. I don't want to read it. I want to get rid of it. A book on its own doesn't have feelings. Now, the author does have feelings about people talking negatively about their work online. And 100%, that's totally fine, which is why, generally speaking, when I talk about DNFs, I'll just say, this is what I didn't like about it. It's not an attack on the author. It's not an attack on the book itself, unless the book itself has some extremely problematic elements in it. DNFing is a personal thing for me. It's not a personal attack on the author, because there are plenty of authors I've DNF'd who I've loved books from. Okay, so let's give a really good example. Alexis Hall, for a number of years, was one of my favorite authors. And I still love a number of his books. But a lot of his recent works I haven't enjoyed very much at all. And some of them I've DNF'd. It doesn't change my opinion of all of Alexis Hall's catalogue of books. they're books that I've already read and loved, but I don't have to love everything that he writes. I've done the same thing with an author who I've loved since I was 15 years old. And I've read that author's books every time they release something over the years for, you know, over 2 decades. And recently I've started DNF-ing the books because it no longer works for me, or the content of the book in this instance doesn't work. So I like hearing people talk about the fact that they DNF books. I like hearing people say, you know, what it was about the book. I don't like people bashing books. You guys know that I've talked about that a lot. I don't love negative content, but I like real content. And real content is saying, hey, this book doesn't work for me. I tried it, it doesn't work. And so instead of scrapping this video, I'm putting it out here into the universe. I went into this project with good intentions. I wanted to read these books. I obviously kept them on my to-read list for a reason when I first tried the first chapters of them. But now, you know, 12 to 18 months later, my viewpoint has changed, and that's okay. And I think we need more of that. So while this may not have been as successful as I wanted to, I think it is an important video to have, because it's okay not to like books. And it's okay as someone who talks about books all the time to read things and not enjoy them, and to talk about the fact that it didn't work, that it is what it is. And at the end of the day, that means there's 5 less books on my TBR, one that I'm enjoyed and I'm happy to say that I had a successful reading experience with, and 4 others that no longer sit there haunting me because I haven't read them. And that's a win in my book. In the comments below, I'd love to know, have you read these books? Feel free to chat to me about them down below. I cannot guarantee that I will change my mind and come back to them. I generally don't with DNF books. There's very few exceptions to that rule. But I'm happy if other people enjoy them, and I want to hear about why you did enjoy them, why you read it, and, you know, where our difference of opinion is, because that's part of, you know, being a person. We're allowed to have different opinions. We're allowed to have dissenting opinions and have polite, respectful conversations about that. But yeah, don't try and change my mind on why I should read something, because I won't. But I will also not tell you that you were wrong for liking a book that I haven't liked. If you just want to let me know that you're here but you don't leave a comment, feel free to leave some kind of hockey emoji, because let's face it, the only book that I completely finished was a hockey romance. I guess that's what we're going with. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everyone.